Welcome back to Centered Gaming. Hi, I'm Brent, and I'm your host for this next episode of Centered Gaming. Now, I've talked about using the PlayStation VR as a head-mounted display for viewing movies and also playing games even on the Xbox Series X. You can check out some of my videos on how to do that and why it's actually better. But today, I'm going to talk about using the PSVR to watch a 3D movie on your Xbox One. Now, why would you want to watch a 3D movie on Xbox One if you own a PSVR? Why not just watch it on your PS4? You can do that, okay? But when you go ahead and use your PSVR, you're going to have to plug it into this, and you're not going to get the Tempest sound. You're not going to get any kind of simulated surround sound, at least not that I know of, from this using PlayStation 4. But if you plug it into the Xbox One, you can get Dolby Atmos for headphone. So, in addition, I'm going to show you how you can actually watch this in 3D with the Xbox One and at the same time have someone else be able to watch on the Royole Moon, both of you being able to get Dolby Atmos for headphone sound right through either a regular pair of, well, you're going to need headphones no matter what, for the PSVR. It doesn't have its own built-in headphones. But you'll be able to get the sound going through either this or through the Xbox controllers and simultaneously get the Dolby Atmos for headphone sound patched into this. The very first thing that you need to do is go into your PS4 or PS5 and, well, let me backtrack here a little bit, all right? Now you're wondering, why am I going into the PS4 to do something on the Xbox One? Well, guess what? You might only have a PS5, and if you do, your PlayStation 5 will not play 3D Blu Rays. The Xbox One will. The PlayStation 4 will. The PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series X do not play 3D Blu Rays. Okay, just wanted to slip that in. So I have a PS5. I go in and I select my preferred viewing mode, which will be saved into the control box over here. If you select small, you'll get a decent sized screen that moves with you. Okay, it'll give you more of a feeling of a large screen TV. If you select medium, you'll actually get more like a theater looking screen if you're watching movies, that you'll be able to move your head, but it'll stay in the same place. I do not recommend selecting large for this. You're going to get a huge screen, and for a while you're going to think, oh wow, it's like I'm an IMAX theater, but you're going to get sick and tired of having to move your head to see the edges. Okay? So, I would recommend, depending on your preferences, going into your PlayStation 5 and selecting either small or medium. Try both. It's just you're going to have to go into the PS5 each time you change your mind, etc. Okay. Now, the very next thing you're going to do after that is you're going to be like me last night. I stayed up all night trying to do this stuff. Be thankful that you don't, because I'm going to show you how. All right. As soon as you plug your PSVR into the Xbox One X, it's going to state when you put in a 3D Blu Ray that either your device or your television does not support 3D. Okay? So, you're going to have to trick it. And the way to do that is to plug in your Royole Moon first. Once you do that, then you can go into the video settings of the Xbox One and you select video modes, allow 3D. Then you insert your 3D movie disc and then you start playing it. Now this is very important to get this timing on it. I had the best results when I was actually doing this in the middle of the 3D movie playing. Now, instead of taking the HDMI out of here, okay, what you're going to want to do is disconnect the HDMI here, okay? So you've broken the HDMI connection here from the Royole Moon. And you slip it in to the 2 PS4 part, like so. I am stretching a little here. All right. Now, I will admit this part was a little fumbly, but once I turned it on, I did not immediately get my signal. I turned it off, turned it back on again, waited a few seconds, fumbled a little, trial and error, but finally I'm getting the 3D picture in my PSVR. All right. Now, all I got to do is take my headphones, and I have the option of plugging them either in here or even to the Xbox controller. It doesn't matter. As long as your Xbox One settings are for the HDMI headset format, and then the output is either Windows Sonic, which is 3D surround for headphones, or Dolby Atmos for headphones, which is what I prefer, but you do have to pay for it. Windows Sonic just comes with the Xbox One. You will get your 3D sound while watching this. So let's take it a step further now. Now that we got the PSVR going, as you know, there's an output to the television. Simply take that, once again, buried in black spaghetti. All right? But take the HDMI that you were using for your Royole Moon, do this, and take the part that you had plugged into it and put it into your PSVR box. Okay. Now that you've done this, you actually have the movie running simultaneously on both units with the 3D video and the Dolby for Atmos sound. What's really cool is you can do a side-by-side comparison. I had to leave my glasses on, put this on, but I already have this adjusted for my prescription. I put this on, and I went back and forth and could do a side-by-side comparison. But also, if you have a buddy to watch with, you can both watch the same 3D movie through both of these at the same time. And just on a personal note, it's a real toss-up which one I like better. One thing I like about the PSVR is that you do get a theater experience when you set it to medium-sized picture. And I like that, looking around, getting that, looking to the side, and it's like being in a dark movie theater, etc. However, the picture quality is not quite as good. Sometimes you do get that, screen door effect where you can see little tiny pixels. It really didn't bother me that much. And for a while, I was like, oh, wow, I like the PSVR so much better. But then when I switched it to the Royole Moon, I'm like, yeah, you know what? The colors seem a little more vivid. And I just enjoy that experience as well. But overall, I'd say the PSVR wins a slight margin over the Royole Moon for this, just for the cinematic feeling of it. So score 1 for the PSVR. I think I still like the Royole Moon better as far as playing games on it. But anyways, if you don't have a Royole Moon, you may have to just fool it with a 3D TV set, or maybe like a really cheap 3D head-mounted display like the Vision Big Eyes H1. I haven't tried that one myself. It's an earlier model of the Vision Big Eyes H3 that I have. I don't know what sort of quality you're going to get, but I'm suspecting that you might be able to fool the system this way too. Now, with anything like this, I'm not going to guarantee that this will work, simply because, for all I know, PSVR might do a firmware update on their headset. I might have a different model of PSVR than you. Xbox One X might do something that prevents you from being able to use the PSVR on it ever for anything. I mean, after all, these are risks you take when you're mixing Microsoft products with Sony products. I don't think that either of them necessarily are particularly happy about what I'm demonstrating to you. So if you're going to do this, follow my steps exactly, because to be honest with you, I'm not quite sure exactly why this works. And honestly, I almost feel like it shouldn't. Now, once I've turned off my Xbox One, I have gotten lucky and have still been able to use the PSVR to play a 3D Blu Ray, even without having to do the little trick. But not every time. So once again, like I said, this is a tricky thing. It's like one of those things that you're really not supposed to do. And in addition to these steps that I've demonstrated with my props here, I'm going to just write down a quick summary of each one of the steps in the comments section to make sure that I've covered everything. If I've missed anything in this video, if something doesn't work, please look at my comments, refer to it, and also feel free to ask me a question. But anyways, I hope you enjoy this. I'm going to continue on using the PSVR and seeing what other cool things I can do as far as watching 3D Blu-rays and playing video games. In the meantime, thank you for watching. This has been a presentation of Centered Gaming, and keep gaming. Stay centered while doing it.